If you've been told your dinners must be bland, dry, and joyless because you have diabetes, today we're flipping that script like a hot omelet. Hi, I'm Dr. Tony Hampton. I'm board certified in family and obesity medicine. I have a master's in nutrition and functional medicine, and I'm on the board of the American Diabetes Society. And yes, we put recipes on our site that would make your grandmother, your carnivore grandmother, proud. And here's the twist. These recipes don't just serve people with diabetes. They support anyone struggling with insulin resistance, fatty liver, PCOS, hypertension, and prediabetes, and a total of over 50 medical conditions that benefit from a low-carb keto or carnivore diet. When you target the root cause, chronically elevated insulin, you don't need culinary punishment. You need food that satisfies. Let's start with what makes a diabetes-friendly keto or carnivore dish. 3 big keys. First, keep the carbohydrate exposure low to blunt post-meal glucose and insulin spikes. Second, prioritize protein for satiety and muscle maintenance. Third, don't fear natural fats. They slow gastric emptying just like those popular GLP-1 drugs without the side effects. They tame cravings and help many people finally feel full. When your appetite quiets down, your willpower suddenly looks heroic. And before I begin, just know I'm only scratching the surface with the 6 recipes I'll share today. So make sure to go to the AmericanDiabetesSociety.org website, click on the recipes tabs for many more recipes you can enjoy. Recipe number 1 is a crowd pleaser, the Carnivore Cheeseburger Omelette. Imagine seasoned ground beef, melted cheese, and eggs. Basically a handheld cheeseburger wrapped in eggs. The version on our site keeps it simple. Eggs, ground beef, cheese, butter, a pinch of salt, and a little sauteed onions if you tolerate it. That's it. Mechanistically, you're hitting high-quality protein for GLP-1 and PYY-mediated satiety, and minimizing glucose variability. A combo that leaves patients shockingly not snacking at 3 p.m. And yes, it tastes like Saturday afternoon after mowing the lawn. Number 2, brace yourself. The Carnivore Bagel. No wheat, no seeds. This bagel leans on cooked ground beef, eggs, a touch of beef gelatin, baking powder, and meat flour or pork panko to create structure. Slice, toast, slap on butter, and it scratches that vehicle for cream cheese and smoked salmon itch without detonating your glucose. This is a killer swap for the but it's whole wheat breakfast that still spikes insulin. Per serving, about 20 grams of protein, 16 grams of fat, and 1 gram net carb on the ADS version. Exactly the kind of satiety math your metabolism loves. Quick doc moment. When you hear me talk about insulin, think storage hormone. High insulin locks fat away and keeps you hungry. Lower and steadier insulin, thanks to lower carb meals, tells your body, we can use stored fuel now. Satiety rises, cravings fall, adherence gets easy. All right, number 3 is the easiest on-ramp for carnivore newcomers. Brown butter bites, also known as fat bombs. You brown the butter, pour into molds, chill, done. 0 carbs, fast prep, and perfect when transitioning into fat-adapted eating or when you need extra fat to feel steady between meals. My rule, treats, even 0 carb ones, are training wheels. Use them to stabilize appetite. Then aim to get most of your fat from meals. Still, these can be a smart tactical tool. The ADS version lists 0 grams of carbs per serving and about 12 grams of fat. Great for coffee additions or topping a steak to nudge calories when you're under eating. Before we hit number 4, if you're learning something, tap that like and subscribe and drop a comment with your city. Let's see where the carnivore crew is cooking tonight. Number 4 might win most underrated superfood, beef liver pancakes. Stay with me. This is the sneakiest way to eat liver without tasting liver. You blend beef liver with eggs, ghee, and salt, and you end up with silky pancakes that cook in seconds. Why I like it clinically. B12, retinol, the preferred vitamin A, iron, choline, nutrients that many of my patients are low on, especially after years of ultra-processed eating. The ADS recipe clocks approximately 190 calories per serving with approximately 12 grams of protein and just about 1 gram of net carbs. If you're helping someone rebuild nutrient status while steadying glucose, bingo. Number 5 is proof carnivore can still be festive. The Carnivore lemon cheesecake. We're talking about cream cheese, eggs, sour cream, butter, lemon extract, and zest. Sweetener is optional. This one cooks low and slow in a crock pot or instant pot for that dense, smooth texture. Mechanistically, desserts that are primarily fat and protein don't spike glucose like flour and sugar bombs. And you can portion control by chilling overnight and slicing them. ADS lists about 2 grams per carbs per slice, so you get the flavor without the glycemic baggage. Serve it at parties. Don't mention carnivore and watch plates come back clean. Number 6 is pure brunch flex, the carnivore egg in a hole. It's a beef patty formed with a hole in the middle. Then you crack an egg right into that center and fry to perfection. Per the ADS page, a single hearty serving delivers about 72 grams of protein and 90 grams of fat with 0 carbs. Think Omelette friendly, physically demanding workday fuel. Or I am not going to snack today insurance. For many with diabetes who are used to starting the day with cereal, this is the metabolic equivalent of swapping a kiddie pool for a deep ocean. Steady energy, steady glucose, and no 10 a.m. crash. Let's zoom out. Why do these recipes help more than just diabetes? Because insulin resistance sits upstream of so many modern issues. Lowering dietary carbohydrates, especially refined starches and sugars, reduces postprandial glucose swings, which lowers insulin demand. Natural fats and protein increase satiety hormones like GLP-1 and peptide YY. And protein preserves lean mass during weight loss. That combo helps in obesity, fatty liver, PCOS, and metabolic syndrome. And it gives your pancreas and liver a breather. The food is the intervention. Common questions I hear in clinic. Should I count every carb? Early on, I prefer food swaps over math. Trade the grain bagel for the carnivore bagel. Swap the sugary dessert for lemon cheesecake. Start the day with omelet or egg in a hole. For most, that alone flattens the glucose roller coaster enough to feel the difference in a week. What about fiber? On strict carnivore, many do fine with minimal fiber because the colon absorbs more water and the stool volume naturally decreases. If you get constipated during transition, push electrolytes and fluids and use more tallow or ghee. Hydration matters, but not right before bed if you're protecting sleep. You may ask, do I need to fear fat? In the context of low carb, fat becomes a primary fuel. If weight loss stalls, trim back added fats like bun bites, emphasize protein-rich meals until hunger returns between meals. If you're losing too fast, do the opposite. Add a butter bite to lunch. Finish your steak with extra ghee, or enjoy the cheesecake slice at dinner. You also may ask, can I reintroduce plants? Absolutely, if you want to and your symptoms allow. Start with low-carb sugar, berries, or avocado, one variable at a time, watching your glucose and your gut. Your body will tell you pretty quickly whether it likes the guest list. For me, my body prefers to be a little bit more strict carnivore. You get to decide. Clinician pearls for each dish. Rapid fire style. Omelette. Batch brown the beef. Breakfast becomes a 3-minute meal. Bagels. Cool the cooked beef before blending. Structure improves and slices toast better. Fat bombs. Use them strategically for satiety or while tapering snacking. They're a tool, not a crutch. Liver pancakes. Start with just an ounce of liver per batch for newcomers. The flavor stays gentle. Lemon cheesecake. Sweetener is optional. The lemon and vanilla do the heavy lifting. Egg in a hole. Press tight the edges so the egg doesn't escape. Use tallow if you're dairy-free. And here's my favorite part as a doctor. These recipes are simple enough to win in real kitchens. You don't need a culinary degree, a sous vide, or a second mortgage. You need eggs, beef, butter, and a plan. Start with 2 swaps this week. Make the cheeseburger omelet for breakfast and the egg in a hole this weekend. If dessert is your Achilles heel, budget a slice of lemon cheesecake after dinner once or twice a week. Watch what happens to the cravings by day 7. If you're not living with diabetes but you love someone who is, share this video. This isn't about restriction, it's about relief. Relief from the blood sugar roller coaster, from the 3 p.m. slump, from white knuckle snacking. Real food, real results, And just to help you along, I'll make sure all the recipe links are in the description so you can check out the ingredients and the methods. And yes, the photos you're seeing now are from those pages. And if you try any of them, drop a comment with your favorite and tell me which recipe you're excited about trying. And as we wrap up, protecting your nest starts in the kitchen. So let's continue learning by checking out the video right here on the screen, or just simply subscribing to my channel right here. I'm Dr. Tony Hampton, and I'll see you in the next video.